I never let anything happen to my kids, nor my grandkids, not if I can have anything to do with it. The truth is gonna be found out today, and the truth will set a lot of people free. My daughter Delicia is accusing me of calling CPS on her, and I have never called CPS on her. If I call CPS, CPS could take my grandkids. So why would I call CPS when I can go and help? If I see something going on wrong, I can go and help with it. I don't need CPS for nothing. My daughter Delicia, she's a great mother. She's a very respectable mother. I mean, she does what she has to do for her kids. She makes sure they fed, they took care of, they have a roof over their head. She does everything for her kids. So I don't know why she would think I would call CPS on her. 2 years ago, I got a phone call from my daughter telling me that this guy that I used to talk to had messed with her when she was younger. But when she was asked, and she was asked plenty of times, she always said nothing happened to her. When they were younger, something did happen to my baby daughter, not Delicia, but Delicia. And I made sure it was taken care of. He did time for what he did to Delicia's sister, but Delicia never said anything happened to her. Once he hit her inbox and she called me, that's the first time she ever told me that that man ever touched her. Because had she told me when she was little, he would have been in jail. Now she's telling me something happened to her. And she's like, I was sitting there watching. No, I was not. Why would I sit there and watch another man mess with my child? You was a baby. She wasn't even in school, so why would I let somebody mess with my kids? I'm not gonna sit there and let nobody mess with my kids. I had that happen to me. Our bodies are innocent. That should never happen to a kid at all. That's just sick.
Delicia, that's your mother on the tape. What do you feel about what she's saying?
Okay, Steve, it's not true. What she's saying is not true. So she said, I heard her say I wasn't in school. I was molested from her boyfriend from the ages of 7 to 9. She actually left me there. She actually left me there for a week with him. And other family members was asking her, like, I remember, I'm like, oh, it was a big fight happening, police came, we were hiding. I'm like, oh, we got to leave because she was packing up clothes. And everybody left but me. Everybody left.
Left you at this guy's place?
Left me at the place. And I'm about at least 9 years old, because that's when it ended. I was 9. I didn't know nothing. I didn't have nobody to call, didn't have a phone, don't even know if I ate. I just remember being molested the whole time I was there.
You have vivid memories.
I have vivid memories. And so other family members were asking about me, where is she, where is she? And then she finally told them, oh, I left her with him. And they were like, what? Go get her. And when they got there to get me, one of my family members, they asked me, did anything happen while you were here? And I told everything. But she said I never told her. I told everything.
Did you ever ask your mom why she left you there?
She said she left me there to go to school. I have text messages of that. She texted me, and she said she found out 2 years ago. No, this was in 2019. And in 2021, she texted me and apologized to me after a family member was like, you need to stop making that girl think she's crazy. All that did happen to her. Mm-hmm. And then she texted me and she was like, I apologize. I didn't know this was going on. I just left you there to go to school. But my whole thing is, my sister and brothers, they went to school too.
But now you believe that your mother is calling CPS on you?
Yes.
Why do you think that? Because
of the allegations. So I'm a chef. I go to school. And I graduate next semester. And I'm 10 different type of chefs. And so in order to be the best, you have to go to class. And so I was paying my mom to watch my children while I go to class. And she called me one day. It was about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I get out of school at 8 o'clock. And she was like, your daughter came in here high, and she came up in here hungry. And my daughter, at that time, she was just, and I'm like, she's at her friend's house.
Your daughter's,
my daughter's.
She said she was getting high?
Yeah, my mom said my daughter was on drugs. So when CPS called, when they came out, they actually told me to come on your show. They actually told me to come on your show.
CPS did?
They just, yes, my CPS, one of my CPS caseworkers. One of my CPS caseworkers, she told me, she said she had a client that came on here to prove her innocence and to stop them from taking her children away. Because they told me if they get one more call about me, even though they have never found anything about me. Never. I took drug tests, everything. They've never found anything about me. They said they would still remove my children because they're getting 2 to 3 phone calls about me a year. I've had over 10 CPS calls, cases, and calls on me.
And you believe it stems from your mom?
Yes, because my mom called me one day at work because I was working. I was supervisor for security. I was working overnight. My mom called me and she said, "Oh, one of your daughters is saying this and blah, this happened to her. She was molested." I'm like, "What? My daughter?" So I instantly I have to take her to the doctor. So I take her to the doctor. But before I can take her to the doctor, CPS is called. And they're told these same allegations. So now I'm being investigated with CPS. They take my children up to the doctor. They see nothing is wrong. After 30 to 45 days, and that's when they close the case.
And did you ask your child if
yes, my children.
And what did they say?
My children said that Momo had her phone out recording us and telling us to say these things. My mom had everybody believing it, my sister, everybody believing that my kids were touched.
What if it turns out your mom is making the calls?
It's gonna hurt because all I ever wanted was a mom, you know. Growing up, I lived with different family members, you know, and I would go see her on the weekends. That's how I ended up getting molested. I would go visit her on the weekends.
Why didn't your mom raise you?
I was a troubled child, she said.
But you were 7 years old. I mean,
but she said I was getting suspended from school, which I was because I was acting out because I was being molested. I did get in trouble. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I was a troubled child.
Now, you believe your mother's doing this out of revenge, right?
I believe that the CPS case call started out of revenge with the molestation because when I came up to her, I told her my mom. And when I told her, I didn't know that she was denying it at first. I had no idea that she was denying it. My sister actually told me, she was like, "Mom said that you want to live my life. You're lying saying you were molested. You're lying saying."
Because your sister was molested.
Because my sister was molested by the same person.
Yeah.
And by other people, but by the same person.
One guy went to jail, right?
One guy went to jail for 10 years.
And I guess she wrote this in a diary.
She wrote, yes, and I found it. I found the diary. So I was going to take a shower. My sister had just got out the shower. I was going in to take a shower, but my sister, she's so private. Still to this day, she's very private. So when she left her diary in the bathroom, my first mind was like, call her to come get it. But my second mind was like, it's no lock on it. I went and I opened her diary, and it's pages and pages of what the guy had been doing to her.
And what did you do with this diary?
I gave it to my mom.
And what did your mom do?
My sister told me that day that my mom gave the diary to the man. My mom never admitted that to me. She said she called the police.
She gave it to the man that molested her?
My mom called the man over. I remember her calling him over. I was 13 years old. My mom called him over, and she had him and his girlfriend in there, and they were sitting down having a conversation. And he was the person that, like my sister, she can sing real well. She was 12, 11, she was 11. So we're thinking that he's taking her to the whole time they're taking her doing other things to her. And she got tired of it. She couldn't take it no more. She wrote in her diary, and she left it in the bathroom because she said she knew I like to read. I read everything. I read any sign. So she knew that I would read it. And when I read it, I didn't know what to feel. I took it to my mom. My mom called the guy, and next thing I know, they're over in the living room, and they're in there talking. And he tells my mom he's going to take my siblings to the store. My sister told me this recently, that she remembered that day she cried to me. She said that, I remember that he took us to the store, he took them to the store, and one of our siblings got out, but she had to stay in, and that's when he left, and basically kidnapped my sister. We didn't know where she was. The police had to find her. By the time they found her, he had done her so bad.
Did you know she was being molested?
No, I didn't.
But you didn't have any hesitation like, this is not a good idea to leave your daughter with this guy?
I didn't know nothing was going on. I
just thought he was
an abusive guy. He was an abusive guy.
The guy wasn't her father, right?
No.
So, I mean, you felt comfortable leaving her with just some guy?
Being in that house. Being in that house when it was him.
Yeah, but, you know,
I didn't
don't know if I'm comfortable leaving my kids with somebody that's not.
I did not know.
Okay.
I wouldn't call CPS on her. I stayed with her. Yeah. When the CPS call was made, I always cleaned up. Her kids always in the room with me. They always watching TV with me.
Do you know who is calling?
I have a feeling.
Okay.
It's a person that's close, that's supposed to be close to me, but really not close to me.
Did you give that diary to the man?
That the police have that, and the semen that
but
was
did you
found
give
on
it
her
to the
shirt.
man?
I gave it to him to read what she wrote in there. And
Why would
you never gave it to him?
Why would you give your daughter's diary, where she's writing in there saying a man's molesting her? Okay, first of all, your mom. Why would you give your diary your daughter's diary to anybody?
Because I wanted to ask him that question.
But why wouldn't you just ask him? Why would you give him all the information that your daughter's writing down? Like, why would you do that?
It didn't even matter because the police have it right along with the scene.
The police, I understand having it because they want to lock the guy up and put him away. Yeah. But why would you give it to the guy?
I didn't give it to him to take off and leave with it.
But you let him read it.
I let him read it.
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to know.
And what did he say?
He said no.
Did you believe him?
No. I believe my child over anything.
Well, you hesitated there. Did you then let the daughter go with him?
I let her go with her.
Did you let your daughter go with that guy?
I let her go with her.
With who?
With the girl.
What girl? Oh. Well, why would you do that?
Because she asked me, can she go over there with her?
Why wouldn't you just say no?
Because I did. What the hell? What y'all trying to make it seem like? I mean, I was young. I didn't know no better. So I sent her over there.
You know what? I'm sorry.
After all
even
that
if you were young.
Even after all that happened, I never let my kids out my face no more.
The mother instinct of protecting your children kick in.
It kicked in when my daughter came home with semen on her. That's when it kicked in.
You sent her with the guy that molested her. How is that protecting her? That's like throwing her into the fire. Yeah. Delicia, you came here and you took a lie detector test. We broke it up in two parts. The first is, did you ever smoke marijuana with any of your children? You answered no. Did you participate in any drug use with any of your children? You answered no. Results came back the same to each of those two questions, and it came back that Delicia told the truth. Then we asked you, are you fabricating being inappropriately touched by your mother's ex-boyfriend?
That's what I want.
When you were a child?
That's what I want.
You answered no. Did you tell your mother you were being touched by her boyfriend when you were a child? She answered yes. The results came back the same to both of those questions, and it came back that Delicia told the truth. All right, Virginia, you took a lie detector test, and we asked you, have you ever contacted CPS accusing Delicia of doing any drugs with her children? You answered no. Have you ever contacted CPS accusing Delicia of neglecting her children? You answered no. Have you ever contacted CPS accusing Delicia of being a bad mother to her children? You answered no. Results came back all the same, and it came back that Virginia told the truth. And then we went on to ask you, did Delicia ever tell you that she was being touched by your ex-boyfriend when she was a child? You answered no. Did you have any knowledge that Delicia was being touched inappropriately by your ex-boyfriend? You answered no. Did you leave Delicia with your ex-boyfriend and you knew she was being touched inappropriately by him? You answered no. The results came back the same to those three questions, and the result came back that Virginia did not tell the truth. You know, you pass, flying colors on one, and you fail on the other. So I would say this test is very accurate. Sometimes you tell the truth, sometimes you lie.
Everybody knew. Everybody knew about it.
Why won't you just say, yeah, I screwed up badly?
I told you that on the stage. How many times you want me to say it?
About this. This is what I
told you that on the stage.
You know this is true then?
And I'm not finna claim that because I don't remember that.
I hope that your mother will admit it to you someday.
Admit what to her? I mean, what you want me to admit to her?
Don't act confused with me, okay?
Oh, I'm not acting confused. I want to know what you want me to admit to her.
I hope your mother will be there for you, that you guys can have a relationship. But I hope that eventually she apologized for what she did to you. And with that...
Delisha, what did I do on stage?
You can get the hell off my stage.
What did I do on stage?
Get out of here. But you need to get help. And after the show, we're going to have you talk to somebody, and we're going to guide you in the right direction. I wish you all luck in the world. I'm glad that your truth came out. Good luck to you. Do you want to tell your story on the Steve Wilkos Show? Visit the link in the description to get my help.